Collective Wednesday, and we are going to do some fun things in this book. If I can figure out, there you are. Okay. So Wednesdays, if you're seeing this red live button up here, we are live. If not, you're on the replay. That's great too. Just type in hashtag replay. Let me know that you stopped by. Say hello, all the fun things. Make sure that you like and thumbs up and all of those great things. The Artistry Collective Wednesday nights are hosted by our lovely friend Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. And as you know, if you've been here before, we do a little channel hop. So you'll hop on over to Make All the Things with Me after me. And then onto Christy's Crafty Cottage. We do a 3-channel hop every Wednesday. As long as all of us are able to be here with you for the crafting fun. So come on in, say hello, let me know that you stopped by. Hey, I need one. I have this book that I have been working on. It is a fall book, kind of Halloween, kind of fall, a little bit of everything. I know Halloween is over and we are now in November, and today's November 5th, so happy birthday to my daughter Mariah. She is the mama of my little sprouts, and they just left here. Man, what a whirlwind. Hello, there is Leah from Make All the Things with Me. Hello, my friend, come on in. I thought I would put these, I've got these little bags, and these are perfect for this spot right here that I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. So I am putting in some eyelets just for fun, and these little bags are going to make a fun little pocket right here. And they started white, so I have put some ink on them, and we are going to go and close up all of these little pocket pages because I left them open until I figured out what I was going to do. And if you put the eyelets in before you glue this page down, then you can hide your construction a little bit. I am one that loves to hide the construction because nobody wants to see how it was put together unless if you're trying to make one for yourself. Pouring the coffee. Thank you. Hi, Karen. So glad you guys are here. Hello and welcome. Let me know that you're here. I got it to go horizontal today. It really tried to do the little flipperoo and I was like, no, not today. Okay, so this is perfect. And I also had some of these. These are really old, guys, but I dug into my scrapbooking stash. This was from what company is this? Black Ink. I don't even know. This was a scrapbooking company, probably from the early 2000s, and these are just some little leaves. I thought they would be perfect in this book, so maybe we want to put one here on each of these little bags. That could be fun, right? Look at that. And I have a little bit of lace here too. Let's turn the Ryobi on. Let's see if this plan is going to work. And I've got several of these pages in this book, so that's what we're going to do. We are going to get these finished up. I have a really bad habit of working on these projects and then ditching them because I've got to move on to the next one. And tonight is really no different because I have a video for a collab due tonight. So I really have to get to working on that. It is a collaboration with Rach and Bella Crafts, and many of you guys have seen those. This is the 5th year. It's so exciting. So watch for my video, watch for everybody's video. It started on November 1st. And if you don't know all about it, you can head to Rach and Bella Crafts, or you can wait till my video comes out tonight and I will post all about it there. Dwayne, can you go get my scissors, please?
Yeah, where are they at?
They're in our room, kind of by the laundry hamper, by the sliding door. They're in a black tray with all the things I was cutting out. Thank you. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Sherry. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, Carol. Oh, it's so great to see you guys. So I think what I'm going to do, what do we think? Do we like this little leaf here? I think it's kind of cool, actually. And I could even put some frayed burlap on this little bag as well, so we can take maybe a little bit of the white out. And these are kind of supposed to look like little ghost leaves, I think. Let's just rub this around so the bag isn't so white. And then this will be a little pocket and we can stick a little tag or something in there. I put some rusty hinge on it already, and then we'll just go in and rub some frayed burlap so it's not quite so white. We could stamp something here. That might be interesting. Or we could stencil. What do you guys think? Okay. Free burlap for the win. Look at that. A little bit of grunge. Looks lovely. And then I think this little piece of lace will just go right here at the bottom of this little pocket. And this will be the pocket just up here. And then we still have a pocket over here. You always tell Tom, pretend it's a deer and get your scissors or whatever I was looking for. Oh, thank you. You've been watching the videos, Carol. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. I've had so many appointments and life is crazy. I'm getting ready for eye surgery on the 19th. So, and I have eye injections again on the 12th before that. So, oy. There is Crafting with the Sassy Chick 101. Hey, lady. Hey. Thank you. These are my favorite. I have to use them. He rescued me. He brought my favorite scissors. I did not get a message. I'll have to check. I've had my grandbabies all day. They got here at 8 in the morning and they just left like literally 10 minutes ago. So they've been here with their mom. It's their mama's birthday today. So we went and had pizza for lunch and we had some cake, which is wonderful. No birthday is complete without cake. That's what I always say. And they were excited to sing happy birthday, Bella especially. And even Fia was chiming in. Fia's learning to find her words. She understands more than she speaks right now, but that's because I think Bella is a very good talker. And so Fia doesn't really have a chance. It's crazy. Oh, he hunts, so that's why you say that. Yeah, pretend it's a deer and find your whatever. I got it. That's pretty great. Okay, so what do you guys think? Should we stencil here? I've got some bat stencils. That could be fun since I'm still doing a little bit of Halloween stuff in this book. Halloween is long over, I know, but I am not quite ready for the Christmas stuff yet. Not yet, not yet. My daughter, my oldest daughter, the one that was just here, she already has her Christmas tree out. I just don't know. We don't really put a Christmas tree out because the cats are not good with our Christmas trees here. I'm just going to use finger tool and we will put in a couple little bats here maybe. Oops. Yep, they kind of look like bats. What's going on? All right, it doesn't like that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Let's wipe that off. Changed my mind. Battery that needs to go back out. I haven't even been in my craft room for a couple of days. It's been a pretty crazy week here. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna clean off this stencil. Maybe bats weren't meant to be right there. I don't know. They can just wipe right off. Look at that. Awesome. All right, now we get a do-over. What are we gonna put there instead? I've got this little scripty stamp. We could try that. Let's see. Let's find. I've got pumice stone. That could work. And I'm just going to use my fingers rather than a block just because it's not perfect stamping. We are just putting some interest here on this bag. Taking off some of that white. You can hardly see these little numbers that are going on in here. All right, let's see if our glue is ready. I don't even know if that did enough to really be worth it to do it again. Very, very light stamping. Okay, let's see if we can get this lace glued on. Now, if your lace likes to bow up one way or the other, just let it go the way it wants to go. Don't fight it. There we go. See, by turning it around, it wants to lay this way. So now it will just go the way it wants to go, and that's the way I want it to go. So that'll be great. And I like to glue just the little corner first, get it all situated, and then I glue the rest down. And yes, that's hot glue. So if you're using hot glue, be careful because hot glue is hot. All right, here we go. And of course, if you don't like hot glue, you can use whatever glue is to your liking, Fabri-Tac or whatever. Personally, I can't do Fabri-Tac. It smells so terrible and it's pretty costly. I know it does the trick, but I can't get over the smell of it. It's terrible. Okay, there we go. There's my hot glue. And then, now these are little see-through leaves. What do you guys think we should use to glue those down? Maybe I'll just use my Nuvo glue here. Ooh, if we put it this way, we can see all of these little pieces. See the little stems in there? That is kind of fun, I think. Ooh. Deb needs eyelets. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Did I miss the message? Okay. Just message me. Absolutely. Yes. I do have some eyelets ready to go. I have some rainbow boxes. I haven't been doing a lot with eyelets lately. I do always have them. So if you are a regular customer of mine, just message me and I can hook you up for sure. And that will become easier as we're getting my other room all situated, because I've got a permanent place for them to go now where it'll be easy to count them out and put them in the boxes. It'll be awesome. Okay, there we go. That worked. I just put some Nuvo glue down the center of that and made sure it's not sticky. Yes, happy birthday, Mariah. I can't even believe she's as old as she is, because, man, she's getting close to 30, which means she's getting older and I'm getting older. That's what she said today. She goes, Mom, I'm getting older. I was like, be quiet, because that means I'm getting older. Oh. Now this one, I have this. Where'd that go? I have this, lots and lots of this brown lace. I could put a piece right here. That might be interesting. I do want it to be able to close though, so maybe I won't do this. It does look kind of cool though. That could be pretty. However, my book is gatoring. Okay, so let's find another one of those little pockets, and I'll show you guys what I did to put it together. See, I've got lots of trim. That's a pocket. That's a pocket. Love it, love it. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Okay. That's a pocket up there. I didn't put anything on here yet. It does dry fast, Leah. Yeah, it's pretty fast drying. It's by Tonic. So the same people who make like the Nuvo drops, Tonic Studios, and it's just the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I love it. They ship year-round for their glue, which is awesome. And if you ever have a problem with their products, they sent me a shipment one time in the winter, and it was frozen. All my all my drops were frozen. I couldn't even squeeze them, and no, it didn't thaw out. But they replaced them for me. So they're a really good company. I love them. I've had really great success with them. Now see, this is the same type of page that we just did, but I'm going to let this one be different because I've already done it. I put the paper up here, matching paper down here, and it already has the pocket. So we'll just skip that one. And we'll keep looking because I have more of that other page in here somewhere. And I still have pages in this book I've got to complete, but I am on to like the next two projects. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Now this does have a flip up here, so you can put in a secret tuck spot here if you want, but I have these tiny little paper bags. These are like little trait bags, but they're super small. And that is what I used on the first one. These are kind of like glassine. I guess they are glassine, like kind of like a parchment paper. So there is a back. You can see it has this little line across it. That'll be the back, and then it's kind of longer in the back. Oh, thank you. Let's celebrate their 20th super on a live stream. Thank you so much, Leah. That's awesome. Yes, there's all kinds of fun things, fun features that YouTube has now. And also, if you subscribe to my channel, I think it's like $1.99 a month or something, you get some extra fun little emojis that I created for while you're here on lives. So that is also an option. You can definitely look for those when you are on everybody's lives. And if you're in the comments and you see the one that says hype this video, definitely hit that if you can, because it really helps me get my channel out there and let YouTube know that we are doing something fun here. Okay, what did I do with the rusty hinge? We'll start with some of this, and then maybe I'll figure it out. I don't know. How did I lose a whole ink pad? Okay, so I just rubbed it like this, and it is a little bit slickery. Slickery, is that a word? Slippery, slickery, I don't know. The bag is like a little slick-like. So we'll just go ahead and kind of crumple it up and rub it. Now, if you don't like getting ink on your hands, put some gloves on, or remember, if you're using distress ink, it's all water-based, so it just washes right off. I usually have a little wet wipe here with me, and I can use that. Okay, what did I do with that ink? Did I bury it? I did. Huh, there it is. I found it. Rusty Hinge is a color I've been using for most of my fall stuff. It is wonderful. Loving the Halloween journal. Yes, this one's been so fun. It's kind of a cross between Halloween and fall because it has all kinds of fun sunflowers. And then it does have these kind of creepy creatures, which I used alcohol ink on to get those eyes to be so awesome. Okay. So then what I did, I just put the ink here, and you can see a lot of it will just wipe right away. So I try to give it a second to dry. And then as long as I folded this the same as last time, it just glues right at the bottom here, and this will glue right over. And then we'll still have a pocket right here. So these little bags and envelopes, if you can find them, little coin envelopes and those kinds of things, they are wonderful for making extra little pockets and things of that nature. So let's get this glued down. You can find a lot of fun little treat bags and things too. You can make your own. There are people who cut and fold and make their own bags. I try to use a lot of die cuts or like little vintage bags or vintage envelopes that I find. How has the weather been? Oh, it's been so windy here. Yeah, windy and cold and pouring down rain. Yep, that's kind of what we have too. Hey, Rhonda. Yep. We have super wind going around. We live in a valley, so, and especially where our house is, like sometimes we'll leave our house and go into town and it's not even half as windy, but it's because we're surrounded by fields and like only have 2 trees, so. Okay, now this part here, you can put some paper on and make it a little hidden journal space. You could put a photo in there, or if you are kind of done and you don't want any extra flip-ups because maybe your book is getting full, you can glue it down, as Natasha from Treasure Books would say. Shout out to her. Hey, girl, hey. Okay, now, before I glue this piece, I want to glue this piece right here to put it down as a pocket, but I think it's fun to have some eyelets right there. So I've poked some holes, and it won't interfere with the pocket because it has this little extra lip right there. So let's get out some eyelets. There's one. Ooh, and here's one, and I'm dropping the Crop It out because it's in my lap. Eek. All right, those are 3/16. Those are the bigger ones. So we need the bigger punch, which is not this one, but on this side. And then we're going to go ahead and do this before I glue it down. Now, if you want the holes to go all the way through, maybe you plan to put some ribbon in there. You would want to glue this down and then punch through, but then you would have the setting of the eyelet visible in the back. And that's not always a bad thing, especially if you're going to put some ribbon or something in there. I just want these for the eyelets, for the decoration. And on this one, we're going to turn it to A1. I always remember A1 or C3, and then if you set your top piece first, it tells you the letter right there, and that one's an A. So then I know I need A1. And then that sets the eyelet just like so. You can see it right there. And this is going to hide because it's going to glue down right here. So we won't be able to see that little construction on the back, which I always think is nice to hide your construction. Ooh, words are hard today. The babies got here right around 8 o'clock. Got us up out of bed. And the day has been go, go, go. I think that is Sophia, my youngest grandbaby's favorite phrase. Go, go, go. And it describes her so well. She is a busy little girl. Whew. There was 3 adults here today and just 2 babies, and I think we are all exhausted. Well, not the babies, but we are. So Christmas is going to be interesting because we're going to have at least 3 toddlers, a 1, a 2, and a 3-year-old, and maybe even one more. I think he's 4 or 3. So yeah, it'll be a busy time. Oh, yeah, she has tons and tons of curls. I'll send a picture to the group, Sharon. It was so fun. She was playing with a little balloon that I got for her mom today. And even the stick, she was playing with the little stick because the balloon was coming off of the stick because she was waving it around, and then she'd play like whack you with it. And the balloon would fall off the stick, and man, she would just laugh and laugh. It was pretty great. Okay, we're gonna glue this down, and this doesn't interfere with our pockets at all. So always before you glue things down, make sure you double check it's gonna be functional. We want this pocket to be functional. And while this is still setting, I don't want to close the book because I don't want to glue my book shut. So a little glue there. I usually press it just to make sure it gets all the glue gunk out of the little ribbon holes. There we go. A little line of glue. And I think that just makes it look so pretty, as long as I can get it straight. There we go. Very cute. And then we'll put one of these little leaves on. Rhonda probably has some of these. I don't even remember this company. But these are very flat. They're not adding hardly any bulk. You wish a balloon could make grown-ups happy. Yeah, I got it for her mom, but she it was just fun seeing her play with it and hearing her little giggle. It was great. Okay, a little glue down that little spine of the leaf, and that will dry clear. And we'll press it so we can get all the stickiness off before we turn the page. And of course, the Nouveau glue, if you've never used it before, it is acid and linen free, non-toxic, all the things for scrapbooking. They'll tell you all the things on the back packaging here. So it is a scrapbooking safe glue if you're using it in a scrapbook or a junk journal like this that might have some photos. The good old days when we had good crafting supplies. Yes, that's right. When people loved paper crafting. And then digital scrapbooking came, and honestly, I think that ruined the paper crafting industry because so many companies tanked. And then even one of my favorite scrapbook stores in Oregon is closing. I think they're gone now. Oh, end of this month, they're gone, yeah. That's where I met Dina Wakely last year because she taught at this beautiful store, and they had so many displays and wonderful things. It was just so cool to see it in all of its glory, but I think probably because of the economy, they are closing down. So it's hard. Things are changing, I think, like all the time. So see, this one has another one of those illustrations. It really doesn't go with the theme of my stuff, though. So I am going to glue that one down, and we'll put another bag right there. I don't know why I did it so close. I try to space them out a little bit, but there it is. So we will put another one of these little bags in there. And what I also love about these little glassine bags is they're not very thick, so it's not adding a lot of bulk, but I still get a little pocket. So that's pretty awesome. We'll add our ink. And the ink is just a really good way to get some color on here, get a background. And I don't care if I get ink all over the page because that's where it's going to glue anyways. One of your stores just closed also. Yeah, there's not many left, and then the ones that we do have are barely holding on. And honestly, it's just because of the online ability to purchase everything that you need. And sometimes it's really hard to get good customer service and stock in some of the stores. As much as I want to say support the local stores, which I do, we try to do, but sometimes here, you know, not even scrapbooking stores. We don't have any scrapbooking stores in our community anymore, but just other stores. We try to support local stores, and when we go there, they just don't have anything. They don't want to offer customer service. It's like, all right, so we should have just ordered it online. It's really sad the way the world has turned, honestly. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue this one down, and then I will put some of the rusty hinge there. All we really have left in our county here is Hobby Lobby and Michael's. And that's it. Unless if you can find something at like the thrift stores. But even for that, we just have Goodwill now, and we have one privately owned store. But I was there the other day, and they've changed too, and they don't have a lot for the crafting area either. So it's crazy. Okay, let's put some rusty hinge down, and then we'll glue this down and put some eyelets. Love it. Super easy, just adds a little color, a little interest. Kind of takes the white off of this glassine bag. Add a little bit more over here, and if you hurry before it dries, you can kind of smudge it in and get that texture and those wrinkles. All the good things. Okay, there's I was gonna say, where did my wet wipe go? All right, and then I'm gonna glue this one down. But again, like I said, you could keep this as a little journaling spot, put a tab if you wanted, put a picture in there, a little hidden note spot. I'm just gonna glue them because this is a pocket and this is a pocket. And we can put some little hidden note spots in there. Okay, let's do our eyelets. And we could decorate these little glassine bags with some of our leftover scraps here too. That could be nice. And then I don't know if this would look good over that. It's kind of interesting. What do you guys think? Should we do this? Let's put our eyelets in first. I need to restock my little eyelet bin. I need eyelets too, Dad. Oh, need to go shopping in my own stash. We got some of my things moved today. It was pretty great. Mariah comes here 2 times a week to help me now. Help me with bandaging and help me around the house with things. And so I can see the grandbabies. That's pretty awesome. Okay, we're gonna put in our little poke holes. And you could put these two together. I'm just spacing them out just because then it won't put all of the bulk in the same place as we flip through the book. And again, I'm putting those on before I glue this little pocket hinge down. You have a Hobby Lobby now. It opened about a month and a half ago. Awesome. The only thing I don't like about Hobby Lobby is they don't celebrate, like, they won't carry, well, first of all, they really decreased their Tim Holtz section. It's not even a 4-foot section of what they have available because they're doing more Paper Studio, which is their own brand. And they won't bring in the Halloween anything because they bring in fall, so they do seasonal stuff. But because of religious reasons is what I gather, because of their company's philosophy or whatever, they won't do Halloween stuff. So if I want anything Tim Holtz, I have to order online. Which I guess, since he's not putting out anything new, that's fine. It's just kind of sad. I miss the old days, being able to find all the things that we need. Okay, so now you can see we have, these actually are perfectly set. That doesn't happen very often. These set like so beautifully. Look at that. Oh, love it. But this is going to be on the inside now. And I haven't been putting a little glue strip across the bottom. I guess maybe I should. And I need to zoom out a little bit. Sorry, guys. I zoomed in to admire those set eyelets, and there we go. Okay, so yes, we should put a little glue along the bottom so that when we're using this pocket, nothing falls out. Maybe I should go back and do that to the other ones too. Just when you think you're ready to move on, you remember you need more glue. All right, and lace, because why not? Lace is always pretty, right? And I love this brown. It really goes with the sunflowers. On some of these sunflowers, the centers, I used some of the alcohol neons, and it was so awesome. It really makes them pop. Okay, there we go. I'll add a little blob of glue. And I usually save this type of stuff for the end just because, especially when I'm doing an altered book, because I'm trying to, you know, figure out the best way to get all of the papers out and kind of have them evenly distributed along the book and all the things. And then a lot of times I'll skip this part because I've got to move on. So today, technically, I should have moved on, but here I am still enjoying working in this fall book. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this book too. I really love how it turned out. I do have an interested buyer in this book. I just got to decide if I really want to let it go because I love it. Hey, there's our tomorrow friend, and Janet's in the house. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. You've been listening while you're driving. Awesome. So glad you guys are here. If you could do me a big favor, put a thumbs up on the video. That would help me tremendously. All right. And then these leaves have been getting bigger as I go along here. So hopefully they still fit. They do. And on that first one, I did put some stamped numbers, but the color that I did really didn't make much of a difference. So I'm going to bypass that part. And we'll just put the leaf. And who knows, maybe as I go along later, I'll have a little scrap or something that I like and I can add it there. I did have a little scrap that I could have put on here. I think that would have been pretty, but we'll just keep it simple. I don't do that very often. I'm not very good at simple, guys. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for sharing the links out there. Aren't the leaves pretty? These were some, I think they call them ghost leaves. These are really old. They were in my stash from scrapbooking stuff that I had a long time ago. They're from just called Decorative Accents from a company called Black Ink. But I think you can still find some of these things like at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something like that, where they have the fake flowers. They were just in a package there. I think they're called ghost leaves or something. They might even be on Amazon. Who knows? All right, so I got to be really careful about some of this, adding some of this stuff right down here in the seam, because that is how my pockets or my pages need to turn and close. So you'll see this kind of area here that's white. I will go through and you can take your ink dabber, but the problem is it really doesn't get down in that corner. So you can use a Q-tip, you can use a small dabber, or you can just use your finger and just put some ink down there. And it will help take out that stark whiteness when you turn the page. Yes, you're going to get ink on your finger, but if you're using distress products, it's all water-based, so it does just wipe right off. You could also use some distress crayon, scribble it down and smudge it out. That would work too if you didn't want to use ink. But I think that looks a lot better than the white. If you are enjoying the page, the white of the page, that's totally fine too. You could even journal along that little space, put a little quote or something in there. That might be fun. I love this page. This was a napkin and it feels so great. I just decoupaged it on there with some Mod Podge and it is a little sticky. Don't stick to the pages. Come on. There we go. And then some of these illustrations from the book just fit in so perfectly. This is a little character from the paper collection. I tore him out and I added some ink and some fun bats, and I think it's super great. It's like a haunted inn because it's an inn and it says patrons this way. So it looks like they're going to this haunted inn in this crazy town. All right, here's another page. Now this one, the flowers, I put some Nuvo on this one so you can kind of see they're glossy, and it has some texture where that is, and I love that. All right, this one, I don't know if I folded this one as good as I did the other ones, so I might run some ink down there. Let's do it. And again, I'm just using Rusty Hinge. It's been perfect to add to this fall and Halloween stuff. You could even do some little stamps down the side. Maybe you have a little sentiment, or maybe you have a little, I don't know, leaves or pumpkins or just some little doodles. That would be great too. Okay, there's that. We'll grab a bag. Now these bags I think I got from Temu or something, but you can also get them from Hobby Lobby. You can get them from Amazon. I do have an Amazon store. I'll try to post that in the links. Sometimes I forget. With most of the things listed in there of all the products that I like to use, but some products are just found objects. So, you know, who knows? Check your kitchen. Maybe you have some of these little pastry bags left. Or if you're at a party or something and they put your silverware in these little bags, save them. They work wonderful for this. Hello, Regina. Welcome in. We are doing some of the finishing touches in this book I've been working on. All right, and see, this is like glassine bag, so it is glossy, which means our ink takes a few minutes to dry. So I like to just kind of crumple it, get that extra texture in there. And then I've also been using some frayed burlap to kind of take this edge off of the white because it is pretty white. Frayed burlap is my brown of choice. I love it. And if you just rub it on a little bit like that, or even just use your finger, you can kind of smudge it in. I know Leah is going to be up live after this. I don't know if Christy's going to be live. She said she was going to try. She's had her granddaughter too. It feels so great to say that Christy is a grandma now. Her daughter had a baby. I think in the last like week or two. So she's still very newborn. And Christy was trying to help her daughter get some sleep. You love the pom-pom trim. That came from Michael's. Yeah, they had it on sale. All of their Halloween stuff, especially now, is on sale. They had some really great trims. I have some other ones I didn't use in this book, although maybe I'll have some other opportunities. I don't know. I'll show you guys. Let me grab it. It's right here somewhere. They have like these little holographic like trims. These ones are ghosts. I got it. It's all tangled up though. I tossed it in this box, which I should not have done because now it's a mess. But look at these little holographic ghosts. Aren't these great? And then they had pumpkins like this, and then they have pom-pom trim, and they had this fun rickrack, all of which I have put in this book. So lots and lots of trims in this book. And then there's fun like texture paste and alcohol neons and brads and eyelets, all the things that I love. Of course, Tim Holtz products in here as well. And somehow this bag just happened to be the perfect size for the fold of this book. This book started out as a Vintage Reader's Digest. I think it's from 1957-ish, I think. I don't know, but look at this. It fits right here down in the bottom. And then this just folds right over it, just like so. If this didn't work out this way, you could always refold it. You could always trim here, whatever you want to do. And again, like I said, underneath these little flaps is a great spot to put some secret journaling or secret photo or whatever, or you can simply just glue it down. Maybe you feel like you've got enough spots like I do. Glue it down. Here we could put a little bit of trim, but if we did that, it would kind of make it difficult to get things into this little bag, which is our little pocket. So I am putting an eyelet down there, which is nice and flat, so shouldn't be a problem. All right, we're gonna punch our holes. These are 3/16 holes. Let's see, where's the top? And I mean, of course, I guess these kind of, these little eyelets will kind of help hold the bag in place, but that's really, I'm not doing it for anything really to hold the bag, just for looks. Of course, they're functional. We could have punched it all the way through the next page too, which would have made a little spot to put some ribbon. So if you wanted to do some little extra trim work there, you could. But this book is already gatoring. I don't know if I can honestly make a book that doesn't gator. So I'm not going to put any more like little ribbons or anything hanging out just because it would make it even more bulky, but that would be fun. So I'm trying to put in some things that are flat to finish off the last few pages and things, finishing touches that I have left. And eyelets are always a fun way to do that. At least I like to think so. I like metals. And these ones are just setting so, so beautifully. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Okay, glue. We'll go ahead and glue here. And then I'll glue along the bottom too, since I remembered I should probably do that. Around the eyelets. And down the bottom. Don't have to put glue in there because they're just two pages coming together. And then we'll go ahead and put our lace trim. And I might even just put a little bit of glue right here. See how the bag is just kind of, that's where the folds come together. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there because that is where our pocket's going to slide in. If you're really worried about that, you could put some washi tape there. Just make it a little more smooth entry. Also, one thing I guess I should mention is that when I've been putting these eyelets in, I've only been putting them through the back part of the bag, not this front part, because I want it to still be able to open. Okay, got our lace. And when you do similar pages like this throughout your journals, it really helps to make them nice and cohesive. It just kind of looks like the book really just goes well together. I cut this one at an angle, and I kind of like the angle at the end, but not really in there. Just cut that off right there. Not seeing that great today. It's been a weird kind of a day. I had a nuclear med study yesterday that took like 5 hours at the hospital, and they fed me some weird stuff, and I couldn't take my meds for the 3 days prior, for 2 days prior for so yesterday I went through that, and then after the test was over, I was able to take my meds again, and today I just feel really weird. I don't know, it's been and then of course today's been kind of busy and crazy with the grandbabies, so I've just been go. I think after this I want to sleep, but I have a YouTube video I have to do. But that's okay, I'll get it done. So I think my video day is tomorrow, so my video will post. I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so my video will post at midnight. It'll be available. So that way, if you are somewhere else in the world and it's already the 6th, it will be there for you, hopefully a little bit earlier. I like, if I'm using hot glue, I like to rub the lace so that any of the little extra glue gunks come off of there and you can't see it. And of course, you can always use a heat tool and kind of heat it back up if you need to work on getting it out. You can use a little brush. Try to keep not much in the seam area, so that way the page will turn a little better. Okay, and before we turn the page, let's put one of our little leaves down there. I think these are so awesome, and they go with this collection really, really well. So check your stash. See what kind of fun things you have. And if one of your friends says they don't scrapbook anymore, they're going to get rid of all of their scrapbooking goodies, collect them up because they are still good for junk journals. I've heard that so many times. I don't scrapbook anymore, so I don't need this stuff, but I'm going to make junk journals. I'm like, okay, that doesn't really make any sense to me because paper crafting is paper crafting. Am I glowing? I probably am, Sharon. I ate these funky eggs. I had 10 minutes to eat. They gave me a piece of toast, which was cut in half, and they let me put jam on it, so that was great. That was kind of a treat because I don't normally do full sugar jam, so that was kind of nice. Although the lady said she didn't like jam, so she said, ooh, that wouldn't be my kind of breakfast. Yes, something to watch tomorrow. And there is a new collab with Rach and Bella Crafts, so definitely check that out. It started November 1st. Lots of awesome creators, and it's going on throughout the whole month. And there's a new paper collection from Rach and Bella Crafts, and all the things. And then there's also collaboration with Natalie and Sunflowers and Doors that I'm involved in. Let's see, is this page all glued together? I think it is. Yep, okay. So it's just a nice thick page, which is great. That out of there, make sure this isn't sticky anymore. And we're good to glue down. Keep going. Look at that skeleton guy. I love him with that those alcohol inks. But again, with this paper collection, if you didn't want these little creepy people, there is still awesome little fall designs in the ephemera and in the pages. Look at all of these beautiful sunflowers, and it gets your grunge on. This is a collection from Luise Heinzl. I just dropped the crocodile. Ugh. I kind of like that guy in front. All right, I don't know how many more of these pages I have left to do. Anyways, look at this guy. I love this. This just flips open. We made this in my group, the Frapps House Fun. I've got another one of these pages to put in. I put a piece of rice paper behind there, but I did leave the title of this. This was like a little segment story from the Reader's Digest. It said Duel with the Witch Doctor, which I thought was kind of fun. And then we have this cute little guy over here. I'll probably put some Nuvo in his eyes and on his mouth so it has some extra texture. And I need to put something here too. I haven't figured out yet what's going to go there. But here's another one of these pages. And some of my pages are sticking together. Be careful of that when you're gluing with these altered books. Looks great there, right? Yeah, I love this. This does add just a little bit of bulk, especially if you put papers on the inside like this. These are heavier scrapbook papers. These are just some printed pieces of paper. So these ones are flat, but these ones are a little thicker. And then this does just add a little bit of bulk, but that's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Let's see. We'll go here. And we'll grab our little glassine bag. I wasn't sure what I was going to do down here, but I wanted to put obviously something to cover that text. And then I found these little bags today, and how perfect are they? I haven't decided which way I like better, using the frayed burlap first or the rusty hinge first, but I'm using definitely both. And the purpose of using the ink is, one, to make it more interesting, and two, to get rid of that bright whiteness that comes with the bag. Then I like to crinkle and wrap that ink around. These bags also, you can find something similar if you have a nearby Daiso store. That is a Japanese dollar store. You might also find them in the like pastry sections of stores, because they hold little treats, or they hold little silverware, depending on where you are at when you get one. I like them to hold little tags and pieces of ephemera. You can also find them, of course, on Amazon and online. All right, let's glue it down. And since this is glassine, I did already mention, it does take a couple extra minutes just to dry, but that's okay. I don't mind if it smudges. You could spray them if you have any of the ink sprays. That would work as well. None of your ink is that wet. You can always re-ink them. I get asked a lot of times. I think it depends on where you live. The only time I would ever be not happy if they were really dry is when you first purchase them, because they should not be dry. Your ink pad should not be dry when you first buy it. It should be nice and juicy. And if it's not, take it back to the store where you bought it and tell them this is not a juicy ink pad, and they should exchange it for you if they're a good store. But like I said, a lot of these stores lack customer service in today's time. So if they won't help you at the store, you could also contact Ranger Ink, as long as it's a Ranger ink pad. Ranger is the company, the head company that makes and produces all of the Distress products. You can also buy re-inkers for them, though. So if you've used it and it's mostly dry, you can definitely add some more of your own ink. But when you first purchase it, you should not have to re-ink it. It is nice, though, that it's an option to be able to do that. There is a 72 color palette in the Distress ink and Distress oxide ink. So if you have them all, that's a lot of inks to have to keep the refiller for. So I know some people who just use the ink pads and then they toss them and get a new one. And that sadly is kind of the world that we live in today. But I get it. Okay, I have to get down. I dropped my crocodile and I dropped the lace that I was using. And I sit on this huge bar stool, and I think our time is almost up. I got like 11 minutes left. Let's see if we can do it. Crocodile and lace acquired. Let's go. Ooh, and I just found a piece of some fun fall tulle that could also be pretty on here. I sat it here so that I would remember to decide if I wanted to use it anywhere. Let's see. Oh, and I just pulled it all off the roll. Good job. But look at this. This could be pretty. If you can't find those ghosty leaves, you could use a piece of tulle. Maybe just cut one of the leaves out if you don't want to use the full width of it. This I think I got from Dollar Tree. So that could be pretty right there too. We could even put that just over the book page without the bag. So if you needed to, I would put this down and then glue that over it so this hides the seam, or you could leave it here and then on the edge put your lace so it looks nice and finished. But since I've already started and I've got these little ghosty leaves, just going to keep going on like I have been. And then that will get these pockets nice and glued down. Ah, did you guys notice what happened? When I got down there to pick up the crocodile, I picked up a different one. I have two sitting here at my station. I usually keep one for the bigger eyelets and one for the smaller eyelets. That's just my own. I have them, so I can do that. But you don't have to own two. I don't like changing the settings too much because it's such a strain on my eyes trying to see the little numbers and letters. I've mostly memorized what they feel like to touch them because I am actually legally blind. If most of you, I think most of you that are here know that, but yeah. And I don't know what I'm going to be after the 19th. I'm having what's called a vitrectomy on my eye, my right eye. Hopefully I'll be able to see better once we're done. I don't know. They haven't really mentioned a whole lot about the aftermath, but can't really see much out of it right now anyway, so hopefully they don't make it any worse. Okay, here we go. Set these eyelets. And again, this setting is A1, which is the recommended setting by We Are Memory Keepers, or We Are Makers, I think is what American Crafts changed it to. And if you guys don't know, American Crafts just sold to a different company. So I don't know what the state is going to be for all of the little companies that American Crafts purchased, like Basil Cardstock and Doodlebugs and I don't know. For a while, American Crafts was kind of a powerhouse in the scrapbooking world, and they were just buying up all these little companies. And now they just sold. So I don't know what that means as far as the state of the company goes, but I guess we will see. And change is the only thing that is ever constant. All right, Leah, we got 8 minutes for you, my friend. We are the Artistry Collective, and on Wednesdays, that includes myself, Make All the Things With Me, and Christy's Crafty Cottage. It's a little channel hop, so we'd love it if after this live is over, you hop on over to Make All the Things With Me, see what Leah is crafting, and then after Leah, hop on over to Christy's Crafty Cottage and see what Christy's got going on. And we try to do this every Wednesday. Pretty dry new. Oh, you're in Arizona. See, I'm in Western Washington, and your climate definitely makes a difference. So sometimes it will depend on what kind of container you keep them in and how you store them. Here in Western Washington, I cannot store my inks like some people do. Some people put them in a container or in a drawer that stores them like this. I can't do that because mine are so juicy, they just leak right out. I can't store them like this because, again, they would just leak right out. So I store mine like this and I stack them. Sometimes the storage can be an issue as well. Remember, these are like Tim talks about his ink pads. I think it's like a cloth or something. So the ink definitely goes kind of more to the bottom. So when you'll watch Tim inking his stuff, that's why he taps. And sometimes he'll rub it like this to get all the ink onto his dabber. Because it's not just a matter of just pressing once. You really want to get to that. You really want to press it down and try to get the ink out of there. But how you store them can definitely make a difference too, as far as your how much air can get to them, what kind of heat. All of these products are heat and cold sensitive, so it can make a difference what they are exposed to as far as how they will respond and the longevity of them. I had a Shishak for a while. And man, did I have to throw away so many mediums because they froze or they got too hot. So yeah, he's in Arizona too. That's right. He's in the mountains in Arizona though. So where he lives, they do get snow, but I know it does get hot because he talks about his drying time is now. Yeah, so they are very temperature sensitive. So, you know, depending on the containers you keep them in, how you store them, all the things can definitely make a difference. And it's different from you and from me. I'm in Western Washington. We have 4 seasons here. It's typically kind of cooler. We have like 70s or less here because we don't usually get like 3-digit heat here very often. But it's very humid. So everything here, you know, if it's supposed to be wet, it probably will be because it's very humid here. And then also altitude can make a difference too. If you are in a place, maybe you're somewhere in Colorado. We drove across country one year and we were going through Colorado and we had some chips that we hadn't opened the bags yet. And the altitude change as we climbed the mountain made the chip bag explode open. We had chips all over the back seat and it smelled like barbecue because they were barbecue chips. It scared us too because it made this big pop. It was pretty great. But altitude can definitely make a difference for some of your mediums as well. And I know Tim has been keeping a rubber band on some of his liquid things like collage medium and grip paste and texture paste and all the things. I do put a rubber band around mine too, and that is to keep less air from getting into your containers, because air is the enemy and it will harden or make these products they're not good to keep for long. So make sure you use them or you'll lose them, because eventually air will win, right? The more you use out of there, you're leaving more air and then it just dries it out. So these rubber bands are really great. I put it on all of my jars now. That was Tim's idea. And since he is kind of the designer behind all of his products, I figure he would know best. So not a good thing by the sound of it. Yeah. They always pop off in Colorado. You're right. Hi, Linda. So yeah, so this is really fun. I love this. I love going through at the end and just kind of seeing what needs to be done and getting some of these last minute touches done. And look how beautiful this is, even if you weren't doing it for Halloween. This is the Halloween in August paper collection from Luise Heinzl, and it's been so much fun to use. I did put some Nuvo around most of these flower centers so you can kind of see them there. And that gives an awesome texture when you go to touch it. And then I've got trims in this book, die cuts. I've got to go through and fill all the pockets. I had a little bit of a mishap with the printer when I was trying to print right onto cardstock, and my printer just did not want to. And I'm trying to have a craft-a-lanch over here, guys. You don't have your Tim clicker. Yeah, sorry. When I'm talking about Ranger products or Tim products, the clicker count does go off. Yep. And I talk about his products a lot because those are the products I love to use. So I am not affiliated. I don't get any kickbacks or anything from saying his name. It would be great if I did, but nope, I don't. I wasn't even one of his makers. I did get to sit next to him during one of his classes one time though, and that was really great. Tim who? I heard that one time when I was in a store. I was like, where's your Tim Holtz products? And she was like, Tim what? Tim who? I was like, oh, wow. Okay. And that was when we were in a Joann store in Tennessee. And then I was like, okay, well, where's your paper crafting stuff? And she's like, I think we have like Parkland stuff. And I was like, all right. That's how I knew she was not a paper crafter, because Park Lane was the brand for, the house brand for the company she was working for. And she didn't even know that. So not all people, maybe she was somebody who liked to sew, or who knows, maybe she was just a body to run their cash register. So that is a lot of times what's missing when you go to these chain stores. If you are into a specific craft, they may not know, because they just, they hire people just to work retail rather than be able to help you figure out your products or how to use them. I used to get people when I had my scrapbook store. I would have people come in and say, I bought this on CVS, but I don't remember why I bought it or how to use it. And I would help all the time. Because, that's what little stores are. They're specialized and they can help you learn tools of the trade. So unfortunately, when all those little tiny stores are gone, all that knowledge will be gone as well. But at least there's YouTube, and people can learn all the kinds of fun craftiness and from each other and from people who know. All right, this is just about over. You love watching his videos. Yeah, if you really want to know more about your Distress and Ranger products and all of Tim's products, go to his YouTube channel here and click where it says lives, and you will see there is so many things there, so many videos. He said he wanted to make like a encyclopedia of paper crafting products, of all of his products. And he does design for Sizzix. He also designs for Tonic, where he has some scissors and things, and then Ranger, of course, and Stampers Anonymous. So he has, and Ideology, so Advantis. So he'll have all of those things all specialized out. And then he's even got them time-stamped in the description. So super easy to find something that you're looking for. If you want to know why something's not working like you thought it would, or if you want to know how to use the crayons or the pencils or the certain inks or whatever, he's got you covered. Head over there. And it's so great. He's such a great teacher, super easy to learn from. So yeah. Okay, putting these little bags in. Again, trying not to get too far down in here. I, of course, can add some ink under there. And I think that is the last one. That was like the perfect task for this live, because right now it is time to head on over to Make All the Things with me and see what Leah is up to for this Crafty Wednesday. So thank you guys so much for being here. Love it if you'd like, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Yeah, such a groupie. Totally a fangirl. I even made a song as a fangirl. That's on my channel too. So make sure you check that out as well. Bye, everyone. Have a great evening. I'll see you over on Make All the Things with me.